Another common question we get is, what kind of trainer are you, or what kind of training style do you use? Well, it kind of goes back to, I love psychology, hence the name Dog Psychology and Training Center. I love learning about how people think and learn, and different personality types, and just how we all coexist, but yet we're all so different. And the same is absolutely true for dogs. Each dog is an individual, and so if we had one training style that we used, we would lose some dogs in our training style, because not every dog learns the same. So there's two main sides to the training spectrum. You have your positive only, reward based, sometimes referred to as like clicker based training, which are great and they work for some dogs, but not all dogs, because that kind of, they tend to focus on not correcting the dog, ignoring those bad behaviors, and only praising the good. You'll see more good and less bad. That works for some, but some dogs get really angry when you ignore them, when they're jumping on you, and they jump harder, or they start to come into nipping you, or they just get more demanding with their behaviors instead of phasing them out. But it does work for some dogs, and that's great. And on the opposite side of the spectrum, you have your correction-based, sometimes referred to as the yank and crank old style of dog training, which corrected all those bad, unwanted behaviors, but they didn't really reward or focus on any of the good behaviors. And so dogs kind of became, just kind of sad, like, well, everything sucks, I just get yelled at, I don't get any praise. And again, it works for some dogs, but not all. So we kind of fall right in the middle. And my philosophy with dog training is very much like raising my kids. I have 3 kids at the moment. They are 4, 2, and 7 months. And so I absolutely correct them, quite honestly, a lot, because they are toddlers and they have tantrums over not putting their shoes on, or they don't want to wear their socks with their shoes, yada yada. But it's very much like raising kids. I will correct those unwanted behaviors, but I'll show them the proper way, so that the next time they have an issue with their shoe or not wanting to wear their socks with their shoes, it happened this morning, we can say, okay, you don't have to wear these socks with your shoes, but you do have to wear socks with your shoes. So which socks do you want to wear? And we kind of teach them to be self-sufficient, to think for themselves, and to choose that right decision. So when we train dogs, we correct, we give them a proper alternative, and then they praise them for doing that right thing. So the next time they think about jumping on your company, they'll start to have that thought process and be like, no, I only get praise when I sit. And so we stop the unwanted behavior, taught a proper alternative, and then we praise them for it. So they start to think on their own and not always having you hovering and correcting them. So we just fall right in the middle, and that's how we train.